We can move to the usual suspect, so objection on GMOs, starting with the with TMS, but TMS is not there.
Yes.
So she is. So let's. No problem. We.
Time?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
your time to present the objection. It's your moment.
Yes, every time again. So production is a key driver, as I said already, in other moments of deforestation in South America, and almost 100% of soy cultivated over there is genetically modified. These GM soyabeans are resistant to pesticides such as glyphosate and glyphosate. This means that these products are widely spread among already endangered ecosystems. It is therefore clear that the massive EU imports of GM soyabeans for animal feed directly contribute to the destruction of ecosystems abroad. If we truly want to be leaders in the fight against deforestation and loss of biodiversity, we should start with questioning this absurd system. So my questions are, again, is the Commission planning to include GMO imports and especially soy in its ecological assessment of EU imports, considering the climate and deforestation urgency gaps in the risk assessment and the fact that there is no clear majority for approval from Member States? Why does the Commission continue authorizing GMOs for import? And does the Commission recognize the urgent need to reduce EU consumption and production of meat and dairy? Our resolution calls for the integration of a local protein plan into the farm-to-fork strategy. Thank you.
It's very expected. I will give the floor to the EPP and then the rest of political groups. Ms. Pollard.
Thank you, Chair. Let me start by pointing out that EFSA has given the crop a favorable opinion. EFSA did not identify anything that would indicate that these crops are more harmful than their conventional counterparts. This is the advice that the Commission is listening to, and I think that we are right in doing so. I can also point out that there has never been a vote in which the Member States have voted against the GM crop. And to conclude, if EFSA says that their product is safe, we should trust their scientific advice. When that is what the Commission does, do they not overstep their mandate? I therefore encourage all my colleagues to vote against. Thank you.
Thank you. For SND, Günther Siedel.
Sehr geehrter Herr Vorsitzender.
Thank you, Chairman. Well, I hope, given what's happened before, we'll still be able to get a majority. This soybean, once again, we're talking about genetic modification. We still also see that there's an overuse of pesticides. So it's a political view here. And the Standing Committee of the Council has not given an opinion on that. What does that mean? Well, it means there isn't a qualified majority in favour of this from the Member States. And also in January this year, the lack of a qualified majority also led to a lack of an opinion being given. And given the democratic decision-making procedure, there seems to be an intention of the Commission which thereby cannot put forward a proposal for adoption when there's been no democratic mandate for that, when it comes to the fact that the Commission President von der Leyen would respect the future majoritarian decisions taken by the European Parliament.
Yes, thank you very much, Chair. Yes, we're talking about GMOs again, and I'm probably sure that we will discuss it further in some aspect. But I think we should be more constructive in this. Indeed, it's an emotional discussion. We have to really look to the benefits, the harms, the risks, and also to see the developments of maybe new techniques, new breeding techniques, new GMOs, things like this. Science is not standing still, it's developing continuously. So in our group, we will come forward with a too rough and a scientifically approach in discussing the whole GMO file. Because what we're doing now, we don't, some of the members don't like GMO per se, okay, fine. And then we try to use the instrument of objecting some decisions of the European Commission saying that they are overstepping their power. But they are not. So if we really want to do something and that we will we have more a constructive solution, we should change legislation. This doesn't make any sense. We have 50 times already an objection. This is really inflation of this instrument. And we are more or less blaming the Commission by doing his work in a proper way. And also blaming EFSA to do his work in a proper way. I think we as politicians should not do this and have a better understanding of what we want actually with GMOs and make proper legislation. Thank you.
Thank you. For ID, no speaker. For ECR, Mr. Vonjoie, or again?
Yeah, we are with the Commission here against the objections because of two reasons here. First, because of the content, a lot of activists, young, advise the politicians to listen to the science, so that's exactly what we are doing. We are listening to the scientists and not to the ideologies. And secondly, I think on the procedural level, it's already 8 objections just during this mandate, if I'm right. And yet we believe that this concern is inappropriate for a comitology objection, and it does not meet the required comitology criteria. First, the Commission has not exceeded its implementing powers, and secondly, the draft implementing measures is consistent with the legal process specified in the Basic Act. And consistently tabling objections resolutions that are not in accordance with the rules, in our view, undermine our democratic right as a parliamentarians when scrutinizing secondary legislation, and on this basis alone, the text should not be supported.
Okay, and for the GUE, Madame Azekamp.
Ja, dank u wel, voorzitter. Ja, in nog geen...
Thank you, Chairman. In less than 6 years, Parliament has adopted 43 resolutions on the release of GMOs. And you have number 44 in front of you. And in this instance, we're talking about soybean that's been made resistant to glyphosate and glyphosate pesticides, which are synonymous with destructive intensive farming. Glyphosate's been banned in Europe. But both of these products are harmful to biodiversity. So please, Commission, stop authorising these crops. You don't need to, because of a lack of a qualified majority of the member states. Article 6, paragraph 3 of the comitology regulation allows you to refuse the authorisation if there's not a qualified majority. In its working programme for 2020, the Commission acknowledges that it's attaching a priority to the possibility for member states to ban GMO crops that have been authorised by the Commission. And you want to improve the comitology legislation, you say. That sounds good, but that doesn't mean that the Commission to be allowing GMO crops and products derived from them through that when nobody wants them, particularly if the member states can actually ban them anyway. The Commission is creating unnecessary work for the member states and Parliament, and you're giving the chemical multinationals to take member states who do ban their products to court and drag it out for years. In your working programme, please ensure that you don't allow any more of these pesticide-resistant GMOs through.
Commission.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have again listened very carefully to all the elements. First of all, I would like to underline, as some members have already said it, that all the procedures have been followed. We have definitely respected the implementing powers which have been given by the Parliament and the Council to the Commission. Secondly, very importantly, I would also like to recall that all the Member States, although they do not vote in favour, they do not vote against, and they do import all these GM soybeans and other GMOs into their national territories. And why is this? It's because there is a high demand of GM feed in the European Union. So we have to work on demand because the GMOs are safe. And EFSA has followed all the procedures. They have performed a very comprehensive risk assessment, and we cannot say that these GMOs are unsafe. It is correct, of course, as you said, that in the Standing Committee and in the Appeal Committee, the Member States do not deliver an opinion. But again, they do not vote against, they do not vote in favour. So there's no opinion, and there is absolutely no reason for the Commission not to approve the authorizations because we have a positive EFSA opinion. There is absolutely no reason other than the safety for the Commission to act. And of course, we are highly committed to the international agreements, which is also mentioned in the resolution. But it's very clear that an individual act which confirms the safety of a product for import and for use in the European Union cannot solve all the issues in the international agreements. We have to work on the international agreements, but not via refusing a single GMO, which, by the way, is safe and approved according to the legislation. So we also import, I would like to say, yes, we import from South America, but we also import from the USA and from Canada. So we have to be extremely careful about this deforestation issue, which is extremely serious, which we have to take to the word. And we know, and you know, that the Commission has proposed a specific framework to work on deforestation. We have to work on this, but please not by refusing a GMO which can be imported from any third country and which is not necessarily cultivated on a deforestation area. We have to be very coherent and effective, because by refusing a GMO we would not be effective and we would be contrary to the law. So let me conclude that we have absolutely no legal reason, no other reason, to withdraw this draft authorization, because it is based on a positive and comprehensive EFSA opinion. I sound probably extremely boring, but I have to, because these are the genuine legal arguments we have, underlining that we fully respect international commitments of the European Union. We take them very seriously, but please let's not do it through the authorization of a GMO. The right of scrutiny, as you know, is limited to the implementing powers. We have respected all the implementing powers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So we will vote on the objection on February 13th, and again, if adopted, it will go to the plenary. The next meeting is in Strasbourg, February 13th, and we close the today meeting. Thank you.